The EU, the Americans. No, you can't wish them away. They are part of the global village, but sometimes the way they want to involve themselves in African affairs, it harks back to post-colonial psychosis, post-imperial angst, that in Africa, which used to be our playground, our plundered ground, is suddenly out of their reach. So the temptation for them is to always go overboard. And this is a region which colonized Africa. This is a region which enslaved Africa. This is a region which plundered African resources. This is a region which has placed every impediment it can to block Africa from being modern. That is the EU. And it is a reason which is being forced to revise its attitude towards Africa, simply because China, India, and other global south countries have become strong and are competing with them. They never used to entertain even a black head of state in America. You will go and meet an undersecretary for an African head of state on a state visit to Washington. Last year, America had its second China-America summit in history. Not China, America-Africa summit in history. It's second. China has been doing this since 2000. So everybody now takes the cue from China. Every major power in the world now wants to have a summit with Africa. America never used to do that. Why? Because China has come on board. So you see, the mere fact that they are now learning from latecomers, it shows that they've got a way of dealing with Africa which is full of prejudice. And they couldn't do these things on their own volition in the past, but they are now being forced to. So they've got a sulking and a begrudging attitude about Africa taking its rightful place in global affairs. And they love wars in Europe. Look at what they are doing now. They've plunged the war, and every day we are always teetering on the abyss of a nuclear war. They have fashioned a book game, which is wars in Europe. First World War, Second World War, 1870 war. So this is, and America, of course, is a transplant of Europe. So by extension, we are dealing with the same people. They love wars. You see, there is only one American president who left office without declaring a war. It is Trump. Every other president, American president, wants to feel that we are macho. They must declare a war. Now, when people with such a kind of history begin to judge African elections, you are tempted to say you've got logs in your eyes, but you want to point specks in other people's. We have been peaceful. We have not fought against anybody. We are right in our own borders. They are busy, killing each other in the fields of Ukraine. But they've got the spare time to continue to pontificate as if they are the most righteous people. They sit on a pedestal teaching about democracy, about the human rights, about this. But look, charity begins at home in Europe. Charity begins at home. Stop the wars in Ukraine. And then, because they've got bigger responsibilities to humanity by your willful pursuit of war to resolve issues. When the ballot box in Zimbabwe should be the one which resolves issues. Like that's what we are doing. So with Europe, their comments always come with. We bleed about some of the comments which they make, because there's a self-righteousness about people who are about a continent which tend to be the most profane in terms of the conduct of global affairs. That is Europe. So we're not surprised by the utterances which came from the delegation of the Europe.